They always return to the scene of the crime. There's a big jellyfish. Where is it? Right there. Yeah, that took about 4 hours to upload that video. Appreciate the response from you guys. Thank you. It's a lot less clouds today, so the sun is definitely a problem. I brought out my Shimano Corrado on my Wild Carrot Stick Pro inshore. So this happens to be another really nice rod. This is DC, digitally controlled. So there's a little computer in here. Then you can adjust that computer with this little knob here. So hopefully you'll be able to hear this thing. It supposedly makes a high-pitched whining sound when you cast it. And we'll see what happens. I mean, gorgeous reel. Still not going to say there's any decent size snappers in here. So, and this is the same lure as yesterday. I forgot. Maybe I'll explain that. Here we go. This is, I believe this is a Hopkins No Equal. I believe this is it. I modified the hooks. I put one hook on it because once one of these bluefish get a hold of these hooks, man, they got jaws like iron, and you wind up bending hooks out and destroying. And you wouldn't believe it. Something like this is like $8, $10 for this little chunk of stainless here. So you want to be careful, or at least I do, and take care of your equipment. So it's a single hook. It makes for easier penetration. You're only setting one hook, zip, and it goes right through, and it only puts one hook on the fish's lip. So less damage to the fish too. This is a fluorocarbon leader on here, and I believe this is 35 pound test. Power Pro Super Slick 8 2. I don't know if you can see that. That's the transition right there, where it transitions from Power Pro to fluorocarbon. You got to know a couple tricky little knots to help you out there so that the line doesn't part company while you're fishing, or if you got a decent sized fish in. And yesterday the zoom, being this is on my chest now, zoom was set up on this. I think it was one whatever the heck increment over from where it should have been. Today it said 0.5. So get a little more panoramic view in here. So here we go. Let's check it. And this is what I was talking about yesterday. That's it right there, the dead crab. These people, they don't care. They come down here, they kill everything. And look how far the water is. From here to there. They couldn't take that poor little crab and plop it back in the water so it could get older. I don't know. Cruelty seems to be built in today to human beings. So, right, what did I tell you? Real magic. I got the cap in my mouth, so a couple of squirts. Real magic. Let it soak in. That dresses the line a little bit so that it's sliding through the guides. Let me see. Can you actually see the paint job on this? It's got orange and green metal flake, just like some blue too. This rod, I just loved it. And again, what is this? This is a where's the specs on this? Here it is. They always put the specs on here, which is good. Here we go. Wish they'd put them all in the same direction. This says Wild Green Pro inshore. carrot sticks. Lure weight, 1/4 to 3/4 ounce. 3/4 ounce, man, you could fling that pretty far, especially on a reel like this. And the line weight, they refer to the weight or, breaking strength. 8-pound test to 17-pound test breaking strength. I told you I have 30 on here, but it's 8-pound test diameter, so it still falls in those categories. Let's get that first cast out. I got this set on 3 resistance on here, so let's see. Oh yeah, it just piles it right out there, right into my first bird's nest because I wasn't paying attention. That's okay. That's another reason you use line dressing, just in case of something like that. You can get the knots out a little easier. I may even go to, and this has a high-speed retrieve. It's like 8-something to 1. So when I'm reeling this lure in, it's really cruising through the water. And that's what these bluefish like. They like fast little baits that they can, chase and get behind and ambush. So if they're here, we'll find out. Boom, pops it right out there. I feathered it a little bit with my thumb. And I'll probably be out of here. The pizzeria is right across the bay. Whatever you want to call it. We'll call it a bay. It's right across the little thing here. And I'll go get some pizza tonight. Oh boy, that thing really piles it out there. And guy that was next to me here, he's got a 9-foot rod. This is a 7-foot rod, 2 feet shorter. And with ease, I could cast as far as he does. But again, he's a chicken chucker. Beautiful, man, this thing. Shimano Curado XG DC. I'm telling you, this thing is so smooth it feels hydraulic. What the heck? And that's all these people come down here for, is to throw chicken bones. I might go set this up one click higher. Covering enough water, so I can cut down on the distance a little. So usually if these bluefish were in here, they'd be all over this little chunk of stainless steel. Here, we'll set it up one more higher. Now that's on 4, so that should be the most resistance. We'll cut down a lot on the distance, but it doesn't look like it wants a bird nest or overrun. Most people call it a bird's nest. It's actually overrun. Yeah, that's very well behaved. So even in the windiest conditions, the way this computer reads on this reel, it can handle that and prevent those backlashes. So, but, most decent anglers that know how to use bait casting equipment, big winds really aren't too much of a problem. Nothing here. Jellyfish. I know you can't see it, or maybe you can. Is that it? Is that it? Is that the jellyfish? Let's see. Yeah, that's the jellyfish, all right. And sometimes this area gets so loaded with these jellyfish. Them rotting and dying and stinking. You wouldn't believe it. And we're back to the normal thing there. It's hot and humid. Let me see if I can get a little bit of weather going here. The old watch says it's 1:14 Monday, 8:29. Where's the weather? Weather. 78 degrees right now. Let's see what it says about rain. Nothing right now. Rain, rain, rain. Boom, boom, boom. Nothing, nothing, nothing. So, there's our friend the jellyfish. And that's usually why you see them. They drift up in here, somehow travel up here to get all of these little bait fish. They get tangled up in the tentacles of these jellyfish. And the jellyfish get something to eat. So, next time I cast this out, I'll put some real magic on the spool. And I do have other lures, but when you know what they're going for, it's a waste of time to play with other lures. And these little pieces of metal, you have categories: soft plastics, metal, which would be spoons and slab metals like this, plugs, all wooden things, fish-looking imitations, and then you have live bait or bait, meat, whatever the heck. He's coming right up here. And I'm not a live bait fisherman or meat fisherman, so I figure the artificials that I have are pretty sharp looking. I mean, I've always caught fish on it. There, and there's a whole school right there. There's a whole school of them little fish there. Right by the jellyfish. Well, interesting stuff. And if you like birds, this is an area to be in. I know there's not too many around right now, but you usually see vultures, ospreys, seagulls, all manner of seabirds. And one of the seagulls just popped in. I don't think he got anything. I think he just wanted to cool his feet off. Yeah, this is cutting way back on the casting distance. Two buzzards. Man, look at that one. Look at that one. And if you get stung by these aren't so bad or deadly. But the way to get rid of the sting, and right by there's that whole school of little bait fish over there. If you get stung by one of these, ammonia is the way to neutralize the venom in one of these jellyfish. Yeah, he's bigger than my face. He's about as big as a grapefruit. And some of these are electroluminescent. At night, they put off light to attract other little bait fishes. Look at the size of them tentacles. My God. We do have Portuguese man of war over here from time to time, which can be really a problem. But I don't swim. But if you get the tentacles caught on your fishing lure and you go to handle it, those tentacles will keep stinging even though they're not connected to the jellyfish. What did Jimi Hendrix say? Flotation is groovy. Even a jellyfish can remain afloat. Yeah, I can see the glare on the water. I don't have a polarizing filter for this. So what did I do? Did I move it down one? No, we'll click it up to 3. So we're back to 3. I'll just put a lot less energy into it. Oh, this schizo has got to be casting over me. I don't know what the hell. Why the hell he can't cast? Oh, wow. I'm always wrong. He's the guy that I ran into yesterday. He's got a 9-foot ugly stick, which is one I suggested a friend of mine get. He's out in California, and they fish Sacramento River. And that can hold stripers, good-sized stripers, and some nice salmon. I don't know what else it holds. But that 9-footer would be just right for that. Just handle anything he can throw. And he's just a novice, so. And again, being this is 8 to 1 retrieve on here. Had to zoom it back down. I forgot that was there. I was so focused on that jellyfish. Forgot what I was saying. So my friend out in California is just a novice, so it doesn't have to get too technical with him. See, but I know most people don't go fishing to fish. They go fishing to drink. Heavy drinking. Nice old van, wow. Sounds like it's got a V8 in it. Yeah, this is really scooting them out. Let me see, what the heck does this say again? Oh, 7 foot 6 inch, excuse me. 7 foot 6 inch. 2-piece. I prefer 2-piece rods, just in case somebody says, hey, let's go fishing. Grab some tackle. I can, break this down into 2 pieces, put it in a little rod case, throw it in the car, and not worry about anybody slamming the door on the tip of the thing and breaking it in half for me. So I prefer 2 pieces. People say, oh, 2 pieces are no good. You got to drag on a reel. How tight are you going to make that to the point that the rod breaks? No, you set the drag so that the line is never going to break. Oh, this thing just piles them out there. And I think this is a 3/8 ounce Hopkins no equal. So 3/8 of an ounce. This thing's thrown at a little over 100 feet, probably quite a bit over 100 feet. Not quite a bit. Boom. That's pretty far out there. Getting a little color on me. Haven't been out here. What the heck is Viva Las Vegas out here doing? He's going to do some stunts. You never know what you're going to see when you come down to this area. People driving up into the bank and crashing and doing all kinds of crazy stuff out here. And boom, another little bird's nest. That's just a little too light for, but But I can always make up for that by clicking that in one and go for a little bit of a fine adjustment on there. Now you got to imagine with the millions of professional anglers that show up here that the bottom of this place isn't covered with broken tackle and rigs and snags all over the place. There we go. That's better. And it's not deep here. I guess over by those marker sticks over there, those channel markers. If it's 6 feet deep, it's deep. 6, maybe 8 tops. Doesn't mean you can't drown in 2 feet of water either. Okay, that's back on 3. And it's more well behaved. See, even the big fish that was in here would come after this. I was targeting the bluefish specifically. But there's fish that'll eat bluefish that'll come in here. Or they allege that they come in here. I'm not so sure of that because in all the years I've been here, all I heard was talk. Oh, this comes in here. Oh, that guy caught right down over there. He caught a massive striper over there. I've never seen. What I've seen caught here, crabs. The eels in here get fairly large. I think the ones that I saw were roughly 30 inches. So they get fairly robust, about as big as your wrist around. So that's good eating. But they took the signs down here that say that this is all toxic. And they would hope that you wouldn't eat anything that came out of these waters. So, and that's always good advice. Know where you're getting your fish from. Even at your supermarket, you can't be so sure. Always, if you can, you buy. If you're treating yourself to a fish dinner or having some fish for you and the family, always get wild caught. Always get wild caught because this farm-raised stuff is loaded with antibiotics and all kinds of chemicals and genetically modified fish. What are they doing over there? Oh, stopping and blocking traffic. That's right. These idiots that get on this bridge over here. When I was walking over here, they had that whole side. That's the only way over here is that bridge, or I could go up another block, a mile or so, and walk back down. But they got that whole sidewalk blocked off. See, they usually bring so much stuff, they got to have something to drop it off. They got to have, here's a fly fishing joke. They call that a double haul. How many trips it takes to get your tackle down to the shoreline. Called double hauling. That's a fly fishing joke. So, well, and those guys are chicken chuckers. See, this guy's throwing what's called a snapper wrapper. Let's see if we can get it in the frame. That's it, that little chugging thing, center screen. And that's them snapper bluefish, go right after that. Not after that, behind that is a piece of monofilament or fluorocarbon. And there's a little teaser on the end of that the bluefish jump on. They see the commotion created by the float, and just behind it is that little teaser. And that's what they go for. They either think that that's a fish following something or falling back or falling out of some other fish's mouth or butt or whatever. But traditionally they always work. There was times you could go fishing for snappers and not catch them unless you had a snapper wrapper. But again, really not interested. Just down here to keep in touch with my tackle and keep from going nuts. Oh. So you know, most freshwater places, respectable freshwater places, like a city or the bigger reservoirs that you're allowed to fish, fish don't migrate in and out of there. They're in those reservoirs and that's it. Here they go out to the ocean and go back from where they came from. So you'll only see them here for a little while during the course of the season. And then it's feast or famine. You're in famine zone in this area because nothing else is in this water. Oh boy, what did I do there? Yeah, this wind is a little bit more than it was yesterday, but make a little micro adjustment here. Boom, there. So you could make 2 adjustments on these bait casters. Here puts pressure on the axle, creating friction, slowing the spool speed down. Or you can use your computer adjustment on this one and do it that way. But how to fine tune it would be through the axle right there. Just add that little tiny bit extra. This thing just puts them out there. And the inshore rods, they're leading the angler to believe inshore fishing is that you could use it in some saltwater mix. Saltwater, freshwater, inshore. You have rivers meeting oceans, tidal, non-tidal, the whole thing. So they're insinuating that you could use them in saltwater. Shimano, you don't have to worry about. It's a very well-known company, big time. If you ever see, oh geez, my brain. Oh my God, Jeremy Wade. If you ever see Jeremy Wade, every time you see him go out on these big expeditions for monster fish, I've always seen him with Shimano rods and reels. I mean, again, you got one shot at these fish, so he's going with the best, and where he goes, there may not be help around for days on end. He packs into hundreds of miles, thousands of miles, into areas that are normally just flat out inaccessible. Seen him fish places in Africa that were just, and South America that were insane. He got some big fish. And by big fish, I mean he makes Hemingway look like a piker. And piker, I mean slouch. Okay, now I just sprayed that a little bit with that, so next time I cast, it'll force through centrifugal. Here we go, some more pilgrims coming down, bringing their kids down. I see rods and reels. I don't see crab traps and mason cord and chicken buckets and this thing can pile them out there. Whew. See, now, if you're not catching them with that snapper wrapper that this guy's using me to my left, they just ain't happening, believe me. And this metal that I'm using is just deadly on them. And metal, these bluefish can't bite through these. I see stuff moving further out. Almost in line. See, this jackass keeps casting over me. I don't know what the hell his problem is, other than not supposed to be here. Got the whole ocean. See, I haven't cast over anybody. People are insane. Oh, at least they ain't getting drunk yet. I'm sure they got beer on hand here. Like I said, most people go out drinking, not fishing. Yeah, I watched Joe Lewis's presentation last night. Another good presentation by Joe Lewis, looking at those Delphi murders. New Jersey Exposed is doing the work. James Freeman's doing the work. Johnny 5-0, I'm sure, like I said. He's out editing stuff. DPN, I'm sure he's editing stuff out and getting his health back together. And I think it's the one I was trying to tell you yesterday was civil rights attorney, civil rights law. It's in West Virginia. He's won quite a few decent cases against the police department. And this guy is good. He's got all his T's crossed and I's dotted. He's a younger fella. He's younger than me. Looks like he's 40, maybe? Maybe? But he wins some big cases. And guess who pays those? If you said taxpayers, you're right. So anytime a cop does something crazy, and no matter what, the taxpayers are going to pay for what they do. If he cries qualified immunity, taxpayers are going to pay for the lawyer. Taxpayers are going to pay for the lawyer, and then all kinds of sneaky backroom deals are going to be made to try and keep the cost of the lawsuit down and to keep the findings of the lawsuit out of the public eye. Because the courts certainly don't want you to know that they're giving these cops carte blanche to go out and do whatever they want. And I mean that. Anything from shoplifting, armed robbery, murder, drug sales, drug manufacturing, rape. And again, this is not for children. My stuff is definitely not for children. And I know some of you sneak in there, the trolls. And then on Joe's, I saw some weird, Joe Lewis's site. Again, the trolls get in there. And these sites, I mean, they've gotten to the point where they're just soliciting, a lot of them are soliciting sex. Facebook does. YouTube does. So I don't know why they're so opposed to somebody cursing, yet somebody, peddling sex, that's totally acceptable. Crazy. Shows what this world is coming to. Something just turned on that. Yeah. There's some of the bigger ones in here. All right. They just turned on this. I don't know if you saw that. We'll see. What kind of reaction, what kind of reception my lure gets. And this hook is so sharp, tongue twister, so sharp that all they got to do is get close to this thing and this thing will stick them. Sometimes rather than traveling in open water, the fish will come right up the shoreline, stalking fish, because this is actually cover and structure for them. So they'll come up here looking for bait fish and goodies, and they'll come up here before they'll come out in the middle. If you're in the middle of the water, you're always casting towards the shore. If you're on the shore, you're always casting towards the middle. So you could figure the fish may be someplace halfway in between both of them. Bank fishing is a little tougher than fishing in a boat. Less prosperous, let's say. You're definitely at the mercy of the tides, the fish, what mood they're in. See, with a boat, you can always move to some place where they may be going crazy and eating everything in sight. And this metal lure that I showed you is very, very versatile. You can pull it through the water like I'm doing, and it just swings side to side, twitches side to side, very nice, like a fleeing fish type of movement. Or you could drop it to the bottom and jig it. You jerk it, and the thing hops up off the bottom a couple feet, and then you let it fall on a slack line. You let it fall on a slack line, and it looks like a dying fish sinking to the bottom, and the predator fish come and pick that right up. And by no means is this wrong. Me having and that hook is a SSW, salmon, steelhead, and walleye. That's the style of that hook, but they use it for everything. This one has a very large eyelid on it where my finger is. Right there, so that you could use it as a replacement hook on your lures. That's why I get them. And they're incredibly sharp. I don't know if these are Gamakatsu or owners, but they're sharp. Oh, out there. Everybody's casting, looking at each other, seeing who's got the snapper bluefish, seeing if anybody's catching them. Usually one person catches them. The fish are in, and everybody will start catching them very shortly. How? Nothing here. Nothing here. See, I'm not always wrong. I say there's nothing here, there's nothing here. I got 37 minutes on this video. I'm looking at the lens, 37, 35. Looking at the thing. And that took me 4 hours to upload that video yesterday night. I got home after 4 o'clock. And then just put in the description. Oh, by the way, in the description, I told you that declaration's number and contact information would be in that. It is. I put it in there. So they're the ones that decided to burglarize my home, make all kinds of, and filing a false police report. I don't know. I don't think that's good. So, as a matter of fact, I think it's some kind of felony to file a false police report. So they did that. They robbed my house. They derailed any progress, any forward progress I was making. They like to call the police, but they don't like it when the police... they call the police on me 3 times, 4 times. I called the police on them once for them burglarizing my home. See, they had me yanked out of my apartment numerous times. I called up for something realistic. They robbed my fucking house. And Long Branch, New Jersey police just overlooked it. I called them. They came over. They took the complaint. Detective House, Long Branch, New Jersey, pigs, and did nothing with it. They were supposed to, according to what, an investigation, what are you going to do? Are you going to go question the people? And I even told them the names of the people involved. And that's that. So they totally, did nothing with that. Nothing. Man, I should be having hundreds of thousands of dollars now for civil rights violations. Don't think that black people are the only ones that get their rights violated. Don't think that. The way the media is, it looks like that because all you see, and there's a lot of it. I'm not disagreeing with that because cops are morons. They're back into the cop thing. they look to prey on people. Black people are, unfortunately, got targets on their backs with these cops. Cops are very, very, very bad people. Very bad people. Like I said, and I'll keep saying it, if they weren't bad people, you got enough bad guys with badges on, you could be arresting all day. But to be a cop, you don't have to have any education whatsoever. Nothing. And you look at these videos and you'll see how true that is. Most of these cops wear slip-on shoes because they can't tie their shoes. They're so mentally incompetent. They couldn't possibly be tying their own shoes. And they learn one thing. Their specialty would be giving out false traffic stop tickets, false disorderly persons. You look at any one cop and he's got a specialty. What he's really good at, filing which kind of complaint. And the township doesn't care because that's money. Because the cop will go in, lie in court, that's an established fact, that's an established fact, that's an established fact. Cop will lie in court, and the judge will just let it go right by, and the prosecutor, well, that's his paycheck. That's them. See, and that one just broke right over here. There's some larger ones in here, but they ain't cooperating. See, the prosecutor, that's just money for the county, and he looks good. Okay, I'm making money. Well, you know what that money is used for? It's used for paying off lawsuits filed by people that were violated by the police. So, judge will say, well, why don't you just obey the law? A cop will tell you to obey the law. Why don't they just obey the law? They don't know it. Even the judges don't know the law. Then they get up there on the bench and they shoot their mouth off. You get the big fat ones, the sweaty ones that are all disgusting and greasy. And you get the skinny witches, hatchet faces, inbred. It's a shame. That's what the system has come to today. And anybody that makes it this far, God bless you, I thank you. Anyway, I'll make a couple more casts. I thank you folks for stopping in. Thank you so much. Maybe someday I'll get some footage on fresh water where I'm actually showing you a fish that I've caught. And we'll see. Sorry about any wind noise. I haven't figured out how to prevent that yet. I know, get one of those, what do they call them, lavalier mics or whatever the heck. Can't find one that's reasonably priced that I could pin onto whatever the heck I want to pin it onto. So, that being said, thank you all so very much. It wasn't 43 minutes, so here's another 4 hours of uploading that I gotta do. Thank you. Get over to the sites. If you look at whatever description, who the hell I sub to, who I sub to, you'll see there's some pretty interesting sites there. I even think that civil rights attorney is in that list of people I sub to. There's only one subscription that I have that I just keep there so that I can check in on this guy. He seems to be a world-class liar. He's supposed to be a tracker, guide, expert pro hunter. But he hasn't come up with the one big thing that he's claiming, that his site claims to be talking about. And I'll tell you right now, he's talking about Sasquatch. So he's up in the Northwest Territory over there, and he's in some prime place. Oh yeah, right down the street, right over there on the beach. They were over there playing cards and dominoes. And well, where's the pictures? Where's any samples? Where's any bodies? Where's anything? Oh, they can shapeshift. They can do this. They can do that. And then he abuses the hell out of American Indians, in my opinion, because He says, oh, I'm going to share knowledge. Knowledge, I believe the way he's saying it would be person to person, mouth to mouth information, not written. Because some of these tribes up there didn't have a written language. They had pictographs and stuff like that. But nobody's come up with any solid evidence that this creature is alive. Oh, it shifts. It goes in portals. See this cocksucker? The motherfucker's got to be casting over me. Hop the fence. Now he's here. And I'm the only one that can't say a damn thing about anything. Anyway, later, folks.